Hey folks, welcome to the premiere episode of The Story of the Schwinn Gun Collection, a history shrouded in mystery. Starts with this fellow right here. This is my great uncle Henry Harrison Schwinn, who was a peace officer in North Texas for 35 years from about 1895 to his death in 1924. He was a passionate gun collector. I have a couple of samples here. This is a Colt 45, the gun that won the West. It's still got traces of its gold wash on there, longhorn head grips. It was the property of Bat Masterson. Or how about this Winchester Model 1876 that was owned by Grant Dalton, one of the notorious Dalton brothers that were gunned down by townspeople in Coffeyville, Kansas. Harrison moved to the edge of the frontier when he was just 11 years old. And at that time, Cambridge and Henrietta were simply dusty outposts where buffalo roamed the nearby prairies. Settlers were still attacked by Indians, and desperados robbed trains and banks. Many of the guns that Harrison collected during his years as a peace officer were taken from those he arrested, from fellow lawmen who knew of his fondness for him and would send them to him after they made arrests, even from the outlaws themselves who would send them along after they retired from a life of crime. Men like Captain Bill McDonald and Bill Tillman, Chris Madsen, Quanah Parker, Pancho Villa, Pat Garrett, Bat Masterson, Frank James, and Cole Younger all donated guns to the collection. After his death in 1924, he had amassed a collection of about 150 pieces, and they went to his brother, my other great uncle, Burton Schwinn. And Burton added another 150 pieces to it before his passing in 1947. There were over 300 of the finest weapons ever manufactured, many owned by some of the most notorious characters in the Old West. The story takes a tragic turn after Burton's death because his widow, who he'd been married to for just 5 years, hauled the whole collection down to a pawn shop in Wichita Falls and sold them the entire collection for a paltry $3,000, about $39,000 in today's money. Join us for future episodes as we explore the history of the Schwinn gun collection, how it was lost for 40 years before the Schwinn family came back into the picture in 1990. Invite you to join us. Much obliged.